Jordan. He's weird. I need a pen to go green. I need a pen to
No, I don't. Never mind. Wait, can I sit back here because it's cramped over there?
No, you have to sit back there.
God. Are you going to take a picture? Oh, no. He looks like Peanut. Mr. Peanut, this
To name this American, we are honored to have as our guests a number of remarkable Americans. Some you may know and some you may not know, but I guarantee you'll know them all by the time the show is over. To help us identify these special guests is our panel of distinguished scholars. Let's give them all a hand. Now my assistant, Mrs. Liberty, will explain how the game works. Libby?
Thank you, Uncle Sam. The panel will question our guests, and the guests will answer yes or no. If the question has a yes answer, the panelists may continue with the question. If the answer is no, we move on to the next panelist, and the mystery guest receives $50. If our guest stops all the panelists, he or she wins $500.
Thank you, Libby. Now, let's begin by bringing in our first guest. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Panelist number 1, please begin the questioning.
Are you famous? No, not really.
Mystery guest, you've already won $50. Let's continue with the next panelist.
Did you just start something? I suppose you could say so.
Actually, I'm afraid a yes would be misleading, so we will have to say no and move on to our third panelist.
Let me see. Were you the first to do something?
Yes.
Did you perhaps invent something?
Yes.
Now we're on the right track.
Is it something you'd find around the house?
Yes.
Is it electrical?
No.
That's another $50. Panelist 4, your turn.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
No.
Is it small enough to carry in your pocket?
Yes.
Is it a comb?
No.
Panelist 6, your last chance.
I think I've got it. Did you invent the pen?
No, I did not.
Mystery guest, congratulations. You stumped our panel of experts. We are all eager to hear about your invention. Please tell us who you are and what you invented.
My name is Walter Hunt. You people have heard of me, but everyone has used my invention. I am quite proud of my safety pin. I had thought about it for a long time, but it took me only about 3 hours to make. I had it patented in April 1849.
We are certainly honored to meet you, Mr. Hunt. Thank you for playing Name This American.
Thank you.
Here's our next challenger, so let's begin.
Are you not very well known?
Yes, that's true. Few people know my name.
Oh, another hard one. Are you involved in the scientific field?
No. That's your first no, panel, and our guest first $50. Next panelist.
Are you an artist?
Yes.
Are you a teacher?
I've done some painting, but that's not what I'm well known for. We'll have to count that as a no and go on to our next panelist.
Are you a musician?
No.
You're an entertainer?
No.
Are you a sculptor?
Yes, I am.
Have I seen your work?
I'm sure you have.
Have you sculpted any of our presidents?
Yes.
Do you have any work displayed in Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
At Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
And you must be Gutenberg.
Yes, this is Gutenberg, the artist who designed and carved Mount Rushmore. Mr. Borglum, please tell us more about yourself.
My full name is John Gutom de Lamont Borglum. I was born in 1867 in Idaho. In 1960, I completed plans to make a Confederate memorial on Stone Mountain near Atlanta, Georgia. But I had a disagreement with my sponsors, and by the time it was settled, I had begun Mount Rushmore. I died before it was finished, so my son completed.
We certainly admire your work. Now, more of us will remember your name. Thank you for joining us. I enjoyed it. Welcome to Name This American. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Panelist number 1, begin.
We've had an inventor and an artist. Could you be in politics?
No, politics never interested me.
Were you involved in something related to science?
Yes, I was.
Are you in the field of medicine?
No.
Are you involved in the earth science?
No.
Astronomy?
Yes.
I can't think of any astronomers. Did you, by any chance, grow up on Nantucket Island, Massachusetts?
Yes.
Are you Maria Mitchell?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations, panel. Miss Mitchell, please tell us about your interest in astronomy.
It was unusual for a woman in the mid-1800s to become an astronomer, but I was always interested in the stars, and in the sun too. I did a lot of research on the sunspots, and in 1847 I discovered a new comet, which is very exciting.
Thank you, Miss Mitchell. You were way ahead of your time. I'm sorry you didn't win more from our family.
I'm sorry too.
Welcome to Name This American.
Thank you, Uncle Sam.
Panelist 1, let's start right in.
Your address makes me think you may have lived about 200 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Were you involved in the Revolution War?
I was very young, but yes, I remember it.
I'm afraid I must count that as a no, since she was only a child at the time.
Were you a seamstress who worked on our first flag?
No,
Were you married to one of our presidents?
yes, I was.
Are you Martha Washington?
No, she's much older than I am.
Are you Abigail Adams, the wife of the second president, John Adams?
No,
Let's try the next president. Are you Mrs. Jefferson?
no,
I can't remember who the fourth president was. Are you Mrs. Monroe?
no.
Too bad, panel. Our fourth president was James Madison. Let me present that famous First Lady, Dolly Madison. Tell us about yourself, Mrs. Madison.
I was born in North Carolina in 1768, but grew up in Virginia. My first husband, John Todd, was a lawyer. We had two sons, but one of them and my husband died in 1793. I met and married Congressman James Madison a year later and was thrilled to become the First Lady in 1809. I loved entertaining at the White House. One of my favorite days was when I introduced ice cream to my guests for the first time. What a party. I suppose my greatest accomplishment was during the War of 1812. I managed to save a lot of my husband's papers and a portrait of George Washington before the British burned down the White House.
Mrs. Madison, our country is indebted to you. Thank you for coming today.
It was my pleasure.